Hi, it's Jennifer and welcome to my Flagstaff home. Flagstaff is located in the middle of a huge ponderosa pine forest, and while that is very beautiful, what is not so great about it is that we tend to have to deal with tree sap an awful lot of the time. Late spring to early summer, the pine trees just seem to spit sap everywhere. In fact, a few years ago, we had to get rid of some patio furniture we had because it had kind of a mesh cover on the seats and kind of a waxy coating, and we had a whole bunch of sap that year. Tried to get it off, it wouldn't come off, and so anyway, we just we have to deal with that a lot. But there are ways of dealing with pine sap, or any kind of sap actually. I had gone out this morning to do some stuff and with my patio area, and I was moving some cushions and ended up getting pine sap on my arm and then also on my shirt. So anyway, you can see here's my shirt. You can see the little spot of sap on there, lovely. Kind of ticks me off because this was a relatively new shirt. So anyway, if you get pine sap on your, or any kind of sap on your skin, it's not gonna come off if you just use soap and water. And so the best thing to do for if it's on your skin is just to take a little bit of oil and rub it on the spot and then wash your hands with soap and water and it'll come right off. If you get it on fabric, it's a little different story. You certainly don't want to put oil on fabric because then you have an oil stain, so that sort of defeats the purpose. But a really good thing that you can use for removing sap from fabric is hand sanitizer. And this is a really great thing for me because I'm kind of addicted to hand sanitizer. I have a couple of little bottles in my car, I have it on my desk at work, I have a couple of bottles in my purse, sort of obsessed with it. And as you can see, we have this giant jar or bottle of hand sanitizer in our house. So anyway, this is pretty successful at removing sap from fabric. And so I'm gonna show you how to do this. It's really easy. You just take a little bit of hand sanitizer and just start rubbing it in. Just rub it in there. You can add a little bit more if you think it's going to take a little bit more than that. For really difficult spots of sap, or if it's been worked in really well, you can use a toothbrush. This is good for even on patio furniture, you can do this. So I'm going to scrub it in a little bit here. So you got to loosen it up. The sap gets into the fibers and it gets kind of stiff. So what I'm gonna do now is take this, I'm gonna rinse it off. I'm gonna use a little bit of soap because I never really know if it's gonna if it's gonna stain, or not stain, but like sort of remove the color from the fabric. And so I use a little bit of that and dry it out. And as soon as I do that, I'll come back and show you the final results. Well, I'm back, and after I scrubbed in the hand sanitizer the first time, I rinsed it off, and then I used a little bit of soap on the area where I had put hand sanitizer because I wasn't quite sure if the alcohol in the hand sanitizer would cause the fabric to fade in color, so I wanted to make sure that I got all of that out. Well, I let it dry and I took a look at it, and there was a little spot on it that was still, it was mostly gone. You couldn't really see it as much, but I could feel that there was a part of the fabric that was still more firm, so I knew I had not gotten all the sap out. So sometimes it takes more than one application. I went ahead and put some more hand sanitizer on the spot, scrubbed it in. I even put a little bit on the inside so that I would work it out of the underside of the fabric as well. And then once again, I rinsed it, put a little tiny bit of soap on there, rinsed it again, and then let it dry. And now we'll show you that there's nothing there. So it might take more than one try with getting something out. It especially depends on how much sap got in your clothing and how long it was there. I addressed mine pretty quickly after it happened. If you sit on something that has sap on it and you're sitting there for a while and then maybe you don't realize it's there until later in the day, it might be harder to get out, and so you just have to keep working at it. You can even use a toothbrush to kind of scrub around in the fibers to get the hand sanitizer worked in. So anyway, if you happen to encounter tree sap wherever you live, just keep in mind that if it's on your skin, you can just use a little bit of oil, and if it's on fabric, you can use alcohol-based hand sanitizer, and hopefully it will do the trick for you as well. If you're interested in more videos from My Flagstaff Home, more tips from My Flagstaff Home, I would just encourage you to subscribe. Just hit that little button that says subscribe, and then you'll be notified when there's more content uploaded to this channel. So anyway, I hope you'll join me again, and have a good day. Thanks for watching.